Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking a look at trying something a little bit new for this portion of this unit. It's called an Edpuzzle. You guys are going to go through this in class today. First off, we want to start with our notes. We're going to start with writing our unit in the upper left-hand corner, starting the top of the page with the lesson and the date. Then our target needs to go right there with it. Our target is I can find the input/output for a table. Now, you guys went through and completed your vocabulary for the lesson up on the front board. We know that a function can be as a relationship between two different numbers, so an input and an output. So when we talk about our rule or our table rule for our function, we're going to take a look at the words. We have the output is 7 more than the input. We're going back to our vocabulary here, and we have more than means addition. So if it's 7 more than the input, it's our input number, x, plus 7. So that's the rule we're going to follow for each number that we're going to substitute in for x. So if x is 10, we have 10 plus 7. 10 plus 7 is 17. So that's our output. So when we're talking about input, output, it's like a machine. We're putting 10 in, and then out comes 17. Because we put 10 in, we added 7 to it, and there it is. Here we're adding 11. 11 plus 7 is 18. 12 plus 7 is 19. So there's our inputs. We put it into the machine, and it spits out our output. Okay. I'd like you to pause it and try the you try. You try, the output is 5 times the input for the numbers 4, 5, and 6. So pause it. Try and find the rule for the output is 5 times the input, and go from there. Now, in just a second, the Edpuzzle is going to ask you to answer the question. So you're going to have to write down the output, 1, 2, and 3. Ready? Go. All right. Our rule is 5 times the input, so 5 times x. If x is 4, that's 5 times 4. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 5 is 25. And 5 times 6 is 30. Okay, that's our input-output table. You're just following the rule and filling in the table. When we look, each pair of inputs creates an ordered pair. Now, ordered pairs, if you remember, are coordinate points for the coordinate grid. For the example, if our rule is 2x plus 1, and our inputs are 3, 4, and 5, our input is our x-axis coordinate point, or our independent variable. Our output is our y-coordinate point, or our dependent variable. So if I go with an input of 3, I have 2 times 3 plus 1. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 2 times 4 plus 1. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 2 times 5 plus 1. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. So our ordered pair is our input value and our output value. So it's 3, 7, 4, 9, and 5, 11. I'll give you a second to go through and make sure that you have this all written down. So pause the video now, make sure that you have these tables put into your notes. And then turn over to the top of your next open page. The last thing that we're going to work on is finding the input when you have the output. So we're going to work backwards using the inverse operation. So we're going to work backwards. We have our output. We need to find our input. So if we know that the rule is 5 times x equals 20, we're going to work backwards and we're going to use that inverse operation. Since we know this is multiplication, we're going to divide. So that's 5 over x equals 20. We'll divide by 5, and our x equals 4. So that's what our input's going to be. Go ahead and try the next two, 30 and 40. So you set it up just like this, 5x equals 30 and 5x equals 40. Pause the video right now and find your inputs for both of these. All right, if we're looking, we have 5x equals 30. We divide both sides by 5. We get x equals 6. Here we have 5x equals 40. We're going to divide by 5, and x equals 8. So our inputs are 4, 6, and 8. All right, you try right here. We have x minus 3 when our outputs are 7, 8, and 9. Work backwards. Okay, what's going to happen now is you're going to pause the video, go through your work, and then when you hit play again, it's going to ask you to put in your answers for your inputs. Make sure that you do so, please. All right, pause now. If you go through, we have x minus 3 equals 7, x minus 3 equals 8, and x minus 3 equals 9. We work backwards. We add 3 to both sides, and we have 10, 11, and 12. Okay? Right now, what you're going to do is you're going to pause the video, rate yourself on your target sheet. Remember, if you are a 1, you think that I'm speaking a different language right now, and you have no idea what's going on. Number 2 is that you think that you get it, and you can do some of it on your own. 3 is I got this down, I know what I'm doing. And 4 is I can teach this to someone else in the class. All right, I'm just going to ask you to rate yourself and give me your rating. Good job, and we will talk to you later.